after this, we need to call our set. We need to call it when it first starts. We need to set this to 0. And what this is going to do is, now I'm going to explain this. If we ever were to walk on the ladder, okay, right here, let's say at an angle, and we weren't correctly facing it, how the ladder is expecting you to be faced when you go up to make it look clean, it's going to rotate us to the ladder. When we lerp something, it's going to be from point A to point B. And then from 0 to 1 is like 0 to 100%. So we want to slowly get to 100%. And this is our what we want the rotation to be. So we're going to go between those 2 points at this percentage. So it smoothly rotates us there. So after that, we're going to go down here. I am going to promote this to a variable to keep it clean. Player reference, and I'm going to do 1 because I feel like we're going to need to do 2 references. But we'll go here. We'll go here. We'll go here. Now in our player reference 1, get player reference 1, set actor rotation. Set actor rotation, we'll go here. Boom. And now we also need to, if this is true, it does the same thing. Boom. So basically, if it's true, like we're already climbing, it doesn't. You don't have to do that, but I'm just doing it as like a fail-safe in case it didn't do it for whatever reason. If you're climbing and it already detects that you're climbing, so like when you're going between 2 ladders, it'll just keep rotating you to the correct position. But you should already be in that position. All right, so after we set the actor rotation, what we're going to do is delay until the next tick. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and call this is because this is going to just set it to place instantly. But we don't want to do that. We want to get there slowly over time. So we're going to lerp it there. And typically the lerp is going to have to connect to, from what I've seen people connect lerps to like event tick or something that's going to use a timer. And I'm not doing that. At least I didn't do that. It would have probably been cleaner and easier, but I did mine a different way. So we're going to go to branch. My voice is freaking dry and I don't understand why. We're going to go to branch and we're going to need to check if our player, oh, wrong thing. If our player is get climbing and climbing transition. Wait, climb transition. There we go. If either of these are true, then we're going to need to continue. Because if it's not climbing at all, or it's not doing either one of these, then you can just stop this completely. We're going to go to another branch. Then we need to check this. Get lerp alpha turn. If this is greater than or equal to, which is 1, because if it hits 1, it's finished. Then we're going to do or. We're going to get our get actor rotation. We can split this. And for me, it was the Z, which are y'all. Nearly equal proper Z rotation. If these are nearly equal to, for me, I just did 0.05. That's close enough. If this is greater than 1, or if these two numbers, the current actor rotation and the actor rotation that we want it to have are nearly equal, if either one of those are true, then we can go ahead and stop. We can stop doing this. Because if not, we're going to do false, and we're going to set lerp alpha turn. Then we're going to get our lerp alpha turn plus 0.1, because that's how smooth we're going to make it. It's going to smoothly turn over. You're going to see how it looks. And then we're going to go all the way back up to here and set our actor rotation. So basically, we're going to check and see if the player is still climbing. If either one of these is true, it's climbing still. So it's going to go down here. And then if we haven't reached 100% or gone above 100%, and if we haven't gotten within 0.05 of the proper rotation we want our character to be at, if neither one of those is true, then we're going to increase that percentage by a little bit and go here. So now we need to set this. We're going to get a lerp. Oops. Rotator. And our alpha, we're going to set it to here. And we also are going to have to split. So what we're going to do is get our proper Z rotation. And this might be confusing. If I need to go back and explain this, just let me know in the comments, because I can. It's not really a big issue. And we're going to get Z. Boom. And we're going to need to duplicate this. We got to get our character actor rotation again. Control C. Control V. Oh, what the heck? Hold on, I don't need that. Control D. There we go. And then we'll add that to the yaw. And then we'll always pick the shortest path. The return value is here. Boom. So basically, now this, it's going to calculate, excuse me, this rotation from the character and this character rotation that we want. And it's going to get that percentage. Like if we did 0.5 for this lerp alpha turn, it's going to get the halfway mark between these two. Because we're lerping from this point right here, what it's currently at, to this point. So it's going to do 50% if it's 0.5, 25% if it's 0.25, and 100% if it's 1. So this is currently at 0. So we're going to slowly inch it all the way up to 100%. And it's going to go fast because it's delaying until the next tick. So it's going to do it every frame. So it's going to go faster than what you would think. Okay. So then once that's finished, if that's true, then we're going to set our alpha rotation. Set to 1. And boom. And then we're going to do this again. It's always a failsafe. We're going to set it to 100%. And then we're going to get actor rotation. Now we're going to set the actor rotation. Split. Set actor rotation. Roll. Yaw. And the Z rotation. And that's just a last minute fail safe, because if it goes over, we don't want it to look like jank. And if it doesn't go all the way, we'll just set it at the very end so it looks decent. And we want to call that. Actually, all of that is correct. I'm tripping. So the last thing we want to do is once we blend out, or once it's completed, once this montage is finished, because this is going to call while this is going on. This is going to call after the animation is finished. So once it's completed, we're going to get our player reference again. Enable input. So once the animation is finished, the player can play the game again. Let's try to move this a little bit further out of the way. Let's move all of this a little bit further. Let's move this up here. I don't know why I got it way down here. Let's neaten this. Right here, I'm just rearranging so it's neater. All right. Now on blend out, we're going to do player reference again. Climb transition. Set climb transition false. Blending out basically is going to call once it goes back to once it starts to blend back into our regular anim blueprint. This is what I actually call before completed. Unless I'm wrong. If anybody knows that I'm wrong, just call me out. I don't mind. I like learning. I don't like pretending like I know everything, because I definitely do not. Climbing. Set climbing to true. Boom. And all of that is set up. All of that code just for one thing. And now you'll see what it does. Okay, so now we'll test this turn up. So look what happens when we rotate the ladder. Mashallah, it turns us, but it turns us in the wrong direction. And that's because we have to change the proper Z rotation. So let's change it to 90. Let's go here and get on. Okay, now that's the wrong direction. We'll change it to, we could try negative 90. I normally don't like using negative numbers because they can mess things up, but we'll try it. Negative 90. Boom. Mashallah, it works.